Hi friends, it's Tutorial Tuesday and we're continuing last week's theme of back bend on our bellies, prone, with this week's Salambhasana pose or locust pose. Salambhasana or locust pose. So it's a really beneficial posture for helping to strengthen the posterior chain. That's the entire muscles that run along the spine. There's a whole group of them, the glutes and the hamstrings. But also in that, stretching and opening the chest, which can be restricted and tight. We have lots of variations we can go over. I'll go over a few of them with different arm variations as well, which all have different benefits. The benefit of static hold is, creating endurance in the muscle, but in dynamic movement, we are then strengthening and combating that postural problem that most of us have. Tech neck, the rounded shoulders. So come with me onto the belly and let's dive into the first variation I'm going to go over, my least favorite, from Bikram's tradition. I am not a supporter of Bikram. I think he's a terrible human, but what his practice has real benefit, and that's because it was stolen from his teacher. It's not even his. So I wish I knew that person's name, and I don't, but it is a variation where, hi Sona, we activate only the lower body from the floor. We're only going to lift the legs. So we anchor the palms down on the mat with the chin or the forehead if that neck extension doesn't feel good to you, which in me it doesn't. But also I don't love this variation because I am a female body with a pretty large chest, and so it doesn't really work well for me, but I'll just show you quickly. Your palms are going to be down, and traditionally they are pinkies touching. When I have a different curvy body, so my hands are nowhere near each other under my hips. And I also can't anchor my arm bone to the mat because of my large chest. So this is not the best variation for my body, but you might really like it, and it has benefit. So when we come to pressing the arm into the mat, we can restrict blood flow, and in that, it helps to then flush, because when you release and come out, new blood flow comes through. So with any of the variations, we reach away from our center and lift up. So when we're just lifting the lower body, the legs, we reach the toes back, then up as we press down into the palms and the arms. I'm pointing my toes and really focusing on that posterior chain. And with anchoring the upper body here, and I'm just going to come out to talk about it because I don't love it, is that we get that added benefit of flushing the forearm, but it forces isolation into the lumbar spine, the erector spinae group of the lower back, and the glutes and the hamstrings. So that variation is more for just the lower aspect of the spine and the lower body. Take it or leave it. Moving on. Traditionally, let me get this little tail out of the way. Locust pose is with lifting as much off the floor as you can. So we're going to start with, again, that inward spiral like we did in Cobra. I forgot to do it for our first variation here. And I like my feet wide. That helps my lower back, and I have wide hips. Traditionally, feet were together and the big toes were pressing together, squeezing the midline, and that has benefit also engaging the adductor muscles, the inner thighs, and hugging the midline. It's going to inward spiral the thighs, and that could clear lower back discomfort. Taking my feet wider clears any lower back discomfort. So again, what works for you, try that out. But in either positioning of feet wider or together, we take that inward spiral. Tuck the toes, heels go out, inner thighs lift up, and then the toes point straight back. Okay, so then we have palms up, palms down, or palms towards each other. Those have different benefits as well. But before we talk about those, let's first talk about the seesaw effect. When we lift up, thinking away from our center, fingers and feet reach back then up, chest, spine, head reach forward and up. We don't want to let the hand lift higher than the shoulder and give you this seesaw effect. Think of the arm staying in line, fingertips through a neutral wrist, through the elbow, through the shoulder. So palms down helps open the chest more because we are externally rotating. Palms towards each other helps to isolate more of the mid trap and the rhomboids below, deeper to that. And the palms up helps to activate more tricep and again through the upper back. So you can choose those. Then if we have a static hold, we're building endurance in the muscle. And if we do a pulse, right, we can pulse the palms to each other. That's going to activate the upper back. Or we can pulse the palms up, again, not letting the hand dip and the shoulder dip the whole time. It's from neutral and then just a little bit above. We're really activating the tricep here and the smaller upper back muscles. So those activations will build strength in the muscles that get long and weak in the upper back and underutilized. And that helps open the chest and the restriction we have to the tight pectoralis and pec minor muscles from doing everything in front of us without engaging the upper back. And also, the negative posture we have when we're sitting or standing or driving or anything that we're doing with our arms, cooking, cleaning, all of it. We're not really focused on articulating the shoulder joint or keeping the upper back active, which is a detriment to not only our posture, but our breathing and our general health of our central line of energy in our spine. So that is a huge benefit, and it's really accessible to everyone. We can all that's a generalized term, but it's a simple, not complicated posture, and it has very many benefits to, again, opening up our posture and our breath. So there are two more things I want to show you. We have those 3 hand positions with the arms alongside the body. Then we can also do arms to T, arms in cactus, or even arms overhead. And those, again, have different benefits. It's a little bit more weight for our core to hold up, for our back to engage and stabilize. But, we want to make sure we stay in that comfortable, healthy range for the lower back, firing up the glutes and the hamstrings. When we go Superman, it's just more weight to hold up. So you might feel like a little bit weaker. You might get a little bit more back discomfort. Right, so we have those, but also when we move dynamically between them all, and as you go forward, you might lower a little bit, and as you pull back, you might lift a little bit. In the dynamic movement, again, just like the pulses, we are strengthening what is long and weak, the upper back, and we're lengthening what's restricted and tight in the chest. So, Salambhasana, or locust pose, is a very powerful strengthening exercise or posture to build strength and endurance in the entire posterior chain of the body, helping to reverse our tech neck, strengthen our core, open our chest, and release tension around the heart, and to help us not only in those physical attributes, but in the emotional reactivity we have in the body to our negative emotions and our grief and our loss and our sadness. We round and collapse to protect that. So Salambhasana will help combat that. And in the physical benefit of that, we do get the energetic emotional balance as well. We'll be a little bit more bright and open. That lets our light shine more openly into the world. That helps people engage with us more. I will never forget a moment in my early yoga trainings with my current teacher, Amy Apoliti. in Boulder, and she said something, I don't know her exact words, but she was talking about this, and she said it's just so sad to her to see somebody so rounded and collapsed and trying to be invisible, that it was just so sad for her to witness somebody being so beaten down, so collapsed by life, because we are here to live and to share and to expand and to love. And so I recognized that in myself, and I thought, oh, I don't want people to look at me and my posture and see this beaten down person. I want them to see the light and the joy and the gifts that I have to share. So, Salambhasana pose. Yoga is more than a physical activity. It is a union of all of we can experience and have experienced in this life. So take Salambhasana to the mat and into the day, and let me know how it goes. I'd love to hear from you. See you next time.